Actually, I have thought about following in my father's footsteps, or I thought about it at one time, but you know the definition of a lawyer is a Jewish boy who can't stand the sight of blood. So anyway, I have learned a few things from my dad, though. This is my dad, Dr. Henry Heimlich. One of the things I've learned from my dad is that often complex issues have very simple answers. For example, my father found out that 80,000 people die from choking around the world every year. So he came up with a very simple maneuver of putting your arms around somebody and pushing in, and he realized that the air in the chest would force the food out. And as a result, he's now known as the person who saved more lives than any person alive today. That's how Norman Vincent Peale described him. Another thing that I've learned from my dad is that you can't trust experts. When my dad invented the Heimlich maneuver, the National Red Cross and the National Heart Association, all the expert organizations taught people to hit someone on the back if they found someone choking. It turns out when you look at the research, there's no evidence that anybody was ever saved by hitting him on the back. In fact, what the evidence shows is when you hit somebody on the back, it drives the food deeper. And another thing I found out is that even in the face of strong evidence, experts continue to stick to what they've always said. For example, okay, my father comes out the Heimlich maneuver. Hundreds of reports come in of people who've been saved by the Heimlich maneuver. And yet these organizations continue to teach hitting somebody on the back if they're choking. And to show you how frustrating that is, I'm watching Good Morning America about 2 weeks ago. And the so-called science expert on Good Morning America is on to talk about how to save a choking victim. The first thing he says to do is hit him on the back. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, millions of people are watching this, and they're learning the wrong way how to save somebody if they're choking. And there will be people who will die because they watch this guy in Good Morning America, the so-called expert, talk about how to save a choking victim. They're going to hit somebody on the back. The person's going to die. It's terrible. I think that the same things I learned from my dad about medical and scientific stuff also apply to financial matters.